We are having a conversation with the administrator at the National Premix Field Secretariat, Nana-Abrokwa Asare. Nana-Abrokwa Asare, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on Point Blank on Eyewitness News.
Good evening, Ni. I overheard you speaking Ghana with Honorable
Jogati.
So I would begin by also saying, Mimba Ode Amanye.
Omanya Blau.
Since we are in the season of Homo, we can start speaking Ghana. Anyway,
I don't think Kwaka Forte. Well, thank you for joining us on Point Blank tonight on Eyewitness News. You are the administrator of the National Premix Field Secretariat. As we speak today, how is the Secretariat faring?
Good evening to you, Ni, and good evening to all your listeners. I'll begin by saying the Secretariat is faring very, very well. We are on course. We are trying to work things together. We've been engaging fisher folks across the length and breadth of the country. Last year, for example, was one of the most challenging years for us. The beginning of the year was also challenging. But by the grace of God, I think we are getting out of the woods, and fishermen are beginning to appreciate the work that we are doing.
Are you saying that the Secretariat is doing well because in recent time we have not heard fisher folks complaining about shortage of premix fuel?
Very, very well. Premix fuel is a very, very important commodity to our fisher folks across the country. So in times where there are shortages and there are irregularities, you tend to hear the fishermen complaining, demonstrating, agitating, etc. But for some time now, we've had some quiet. I would also use this opportunity.
Actually accounting for this change to ensure that there is stability of, premix fuel?
I would say it's the stellar management from the National Premix Fuel Secretariat. We also have a very able and well-competent minister in charge, Honorable Mavis Hawakom. She's been working closely also with the fisher folks, trying to let them understand, especially when we have challenges, we make sure we communicate to them, we engage with them, and we find solutions together. And I think the collaborative effort is what is making the system become
so are you able to speak specifically on some of these initiatives?
All right, to begin with, I would go straight to say one of the very most important things we have done is trying to automate the chain of premix fuel. This has been the baby or the brainchild of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, digitization of premix fuel. I think before we took office, it was just a figment of imagination. And I'm happy to report to you that this has seen the light of day now. Out of the about 300 landing beaches across the country, we have completed about 60, and this brings hope to the fisher folks across the country. Something is coming that will end the long-standing problems and challenges that we've had.
Has it really transformed the distribution process?
To begin with, we are yet to roll it out fully. It's going to be launched by the end of the month. No, I think first week in September, His Excellency himself is going to launch the program. So we are yet to roll it out. But in the meantime, we are using other measures like education, enforcement, trying to engage the community. The Premix Fuel also has a component that they used to engage in community development projects, and by far and wide, most landing beaches have been able to utilize this fund to construct some community projects for their communities. Aside that, supply hasn't been bad. Despite the challenges that we've had, we've made sure that at least we're able to serve them to the best of our ability. But going forward, when we roll out this program fully, most of the problems will be a thing of the past.
You talk about the fact that this automation is the brainchild of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But really, how does this align with the government's, focus on technology and innovation for nation building? And what will you see is its significance, this whole administration and distribution of, premix fuel?
All right, so the Premix Fuel automation and dispensing system is a clear testament of government's commitment to leveraging technology for the advancement of our nation. We are in the 21st century, and technology is sure a driving force for progress and development. And if you look at the system that we have, it streamlines the whole chain of premix fuel distribution, right from thermal oil refinery to the landing beach. You're able to monitor real time, know what is happening. Any discrepancies, there will be alerts that will be triggered, etc. Aside that, fishermen will be given unique cards. Today, as we have it, anybody at all goes to any landing beach and says that he wants to buy premix Premix fuel. Just by way of education, Premix fuel is a highly subsidized product. Hitherto was subsidized to a tune of about 85%. It was just recently that we adjusted the price for it to be a 50-50 share. So, and also Premix fuel has other uses. People are able to buy Premix fuel and put it in their Okada machines. Some even sell it to filling stations. Some put it in their agricultural machines, etc. So, in lots of cases, we have people exerting pressure on the product because it's cheap, and at the end of the day, the ordinary fisherman is not able to get that Premix fuel, and that's what brings to the hoarding, the scarcity, the agitations, etc. But this system will put a stop to all of that and make sure that actual fishermen get the product. So this is going to be a stop to the many problems that we've had in the past. It's going to make sure that there is satisfaction amongst fisher folks. The health benefits are also innumerable. The transparency and the accountability that it brings is just a cocktail of benefits that it brings to the table.
It sounds like a great idea, a really good one. But as we push for digitalization, are our fisher folks prepared to embrace this kind of technology? Because you know that some of them do not want to go near technology at all.
To me, I think fishermen are one of the most intelligent people we have, and I believe that is why Jesus Christ, in all his wisdom, made sure that he was surrounded mostly by fishermen. We have piloted this program for some time. We started with one at Nongwa, and you could see how these fisher folks embraced this technology, especially since they know it has the potential of bringing them an end to the problems that they face. So we've taken them through the process. We've had a lot of engagement, a lot of collaboration at every level. So I can say that they are ready to embrace this technology 100%, and they've been very, very supportive in times past. And we hope that they'll continue to partner us to make sure that we roll this project in full force.
Aside from the issues of, hoarding, is it also going to mitigate the risk associated with diversion as well?
Exactly. It's a whole and total package. This is a cutting edge technology that solves almost all the problems. We had to sit down with our developers and the engineers to think through this project. It's a foolproof project. It solves the hoarding, it solves the scarcity, it solves the diversion, all the irregularities. Transparency is going to be key. Accountability is going to be key. We are going to also integrate a payment system where it's going to be cashless. So it is a project that I believe will transmogrify the face of Premix for distribution.
But earlier you were talking about how this is also going to ensure real-time, monitoring. How does it work?
Yes, so right from my office, I'll be able to know what is happening in every tank across the country. That is what we mean by real-time. Right from Tor even to the landing beach, we get to see the truck every step of the way, and we get to see the quantity. So we don't even have to wait for the fuel to get finished in the tank. The moment it reaches a certain level, we'll be able to restock it. So we are working real time. We are monitoring what is happening. Any irregularities where previously people can come and buy, let's say, 50 drums because they have all the money, it's going to be a thing of the past, because it's going to flag that a huge quantity has left the tank. So it's a full and total package.
But how are these fisher folks going to ensure that they participate in this? How is it going to look like? Do they have identity cards? Are you able to explain it further?
Yes.
In terms of the system fisher folk relationship.
Okay. So currently we know the number of canoes at every landing beach, and we know the quantities also that every canoe would need for his or her fishing expedition. So these canoes will be given unique cards. So if you are not a fisherman, or if you don't own a canoe, you don't have that card. That means automatically we get rid of all those middlemen who come and buy Premix fuel and use it for their irregular activities. And also going forward, these cards will also be given a quota system, so that we know you require 100 drums of fuel for the entire month. It's subsidized, and nowhere in the world have I seen any subsidized subsidized product exist in perpetuity. If you have the money, you can buy as much, especially when it has other uses. So if you don't have the card, you will not be able to purchase the Premix fuel. So when you get to the dispensing outlet, you swipe your card, you mention the quantity you want to buy, and then they dispense the fuel for you. The landing beach system has what we call landing beach committees. It's a 7-member committee. We don't intend to displace that committee. We are going to complement their work. So every fuel station is also going to have an attendance that will complement the work of these committees to make sure there is seamless integration for the fishermen to also get acquainted to these machines and for there to be smooth flow of transactions.
Are we able to talk about the integrity of the persons going to man this technological system?
It's foolproof. Like I said, it's going to increase the accountability levels, the transparency levels. So aside them on the site, there's also the back end approach to this whole project where people are also monitoring. The minister herself would also have an interface monitoring. So NPA, we're also collaborating with NPA. They are the body mandated to regulate downstream operations. They're also going to come on board. So there are various levels of proofs. There are various levels of checks along the line. So it makes it very difficult for anybody to break the system or circumvent around and perpetuate any illegality.
But have you been able to establish the mini pumps for this particular project?
Come again, please.
Have you been able to set up the mini pumps that are going to ensure the distribution?
Yes. So far, like I indicated earlier on, 60 outlets have been constructed so far across the country. I can give examples. If you go to Elmina today, where the commissioning is going to take place, we have 3 units there. We have some at Mori, Nongwa, Abia.
Fully completed.
Fully 100% completed. And I would, when you have time, you should pass by these landing beaches soon and see the work that has gone on there. It's not just something that we said we were going to do, but it's actually hit ground, and across the country you see this project springing up.
I see. But it appears you're on top of issues when it comes to Premix fuel and its related matters. But I'm learning that you also want to enter politics. Why do you want to abandon your role at the National Premix Fuel Secretariat and then go into politics? Any special reason?
It's all leadership. And leadership comes in various forms and shapes. And there are times where God brings you to a scene to perform a certain role. It doesn't mean you stay there forever. Of course, you leave class 1, you go to class 2, you get to the university. I have been combining my work. I come from a Sujaman. That is where I come from. And
that's where you are seeking.
That is where I seek to enter Parliament. Exactly. I've been supporting them on various levels.
On the ticket of the NPP?
Of course.
So you want to unseat the incumbent NDC member of Parliament?
Sure.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a difficult task.
It is not at all. I'm poised and ready for action.
What's your strategy?
I have a lot of strategies. To begin with, I've been with the people. I've been serving them for some time. This opportunity came at the back when my people came to me and said, Isujaman has a lot of potential. In time past, you realize that the constituency has a lot, but there's a lot to be desired. When you go to a place like Isujaman, things haven't been to the best. I believe that the potential hasn't been fully tapped into, and the challenges we face, whether infrastructure, job creation, education, have persisted for far too long, and I'm inspired by the desire to bring positive change and progress to our constituency and to ensure that our resources benefit our people. So I've been working with the people. It is our constituency, and we are the only people who can change the fortunes of our constituency. I've also been engaging with the youth. I've been working with them on various projects, and we want to bring change and positive and lasting impact to the constituency of Isujaman.
I mean, anytime you speak to young people who want to enter Parliament for the very first time, the issue is that they are inspired, they want to bring in change. How different is your inspiration and the change that you want to give the people of Isujaman?
Exactly. I believe our country has a lot of potential, and I believe young people should be given an opportunity to make decisions. Young people should be given the opportunity to also sit at the table and cause change. Most of the problems we face today in our country affect the youth. We can't sit down and just complain and look for things to happen. It is high time we also take off our sleeves and jump into the boat and see the change we can cause for ourselves. We always say the youth, we are the future of our country. We need to build that future. And leadership plays a very important role in building that future. That is why some young people like us have decided to enter into leadership and see the change that we can cause. Change that will be meaningful, change that will be lasting, change that will be genuine and will bring relief to our people.
But you admit that the seat that you want to go in for is not an easy one. It's hotly, contested. And I've asked of your strategy. You've mentioned a few. But what really are your priority areas?
Okay, so we are looking at job creation is key, number one. I'm also looking at agriculture. I'm a farmer myself. And
what do you farm?
Oh, I farm onions, I farm pineapple, I farm maize, I do aquaculture as well.
Is it to complement government planting for food and jobs?
It's all encompasses that. And
I see.
It's a number of reasons. I enjoy farming. I think of all the things that I do, farming is one of the things that I enjoy.
Aside from farming, what else do you do?
I do. Okay, I'm the administrator. I have a clothing line. I'm a businessman.
Oh, you're a businessman.
Yes.
I see.
I'm a businessman.
So that's why employment is one of
It's
your top
key
agendas.
because when I come to the constituency, I see a lot of unemployment in the constituency. I believe, especially the youth, is key, and it's on my heart to see how we can improve job creation in the constituency.
But you don't have to be a member of parliament for you to do this.
I think we've started. Like I said, I even have farms in the constituency, but I believe being a member of parliament puts you at another pedestal. Aside you creating jobs, another thing that you do is legislature. You make laws.
I was coming to that because your main mandate as an MP will be to make laws for the country.
And a lot of people forget that aspect, but laws affect everything that we do. Laws affect businesses, So I see this as a springboard for me to do more for my constituency, So as we're combining the businesses, as we are creating jobs, etc., we need to also make good laws for our people. You need to represent your constituency. I just made the fact that a place like Sojaman is surrounded by water bodies. You can't count more than 2 or 3 huge farms that are utilizing the water bodies that are surrounding the constituency. The government is also there's this railway that is going to terminate at Mpakadan, etc. This is going to be an aperture for growth and development. You need somebody who is poised to try and see how we can synergize all of this and make sure that it benefits the people of Esujaman, and that is what we seek to do.
So really, when did this whole idea of wanting to become an MP kick in?
Oh, with leadership, I've always been at the forefront, right from my primary school days to university. You find me contesting one position or the other. I've always had the desire to serve, and of course, if you want to serve, I consider Esujaman as a place that I'm connected to because I come from there. My wife also comes from that constituency, So if there's any greater service to give to your people, it should be Esujaman. So politics has always been.
The way you are saying you come from Esujaman, your wife comes from there. People misconstrue it as you want to do family and friends there.
Oh, not really. Of course, I have lots and lots of family and relations in the constituency. Of course, as I serve my constituency, of course, my relatives would also benefit from the good service that I bring to the people. So it's about service. That's the most important thing.
I see. So between when you conceived this idea and when you declared your intention to actually go in for the position of member of parliament, how have residents of Esujaman or constituents benefited from you as an individual?
To begin with, I want to convey my deep appreciation to the people of Esujaman. They've been very, 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 very supportive. They've also benefited in various ways. We've done a lot of skill development. We've empowered a lot of the youth. Another thing that we've also done, I have a foundation, Nana-Abrokwa Foundation, that has also seen to seek the welfare of the people. We've contributed.
What does the foundation do?
Not too long ago, let me just give you an example. I think in the last 2 weeks, I partnered with the Nilda Foundation. It's a foundation in the US of A, to donate medical equipment worth over $50,000 to the District Health Directorate of Esujaman. We've done a lot of screening. Last year, we did breast screening. We've done lots and lots of programs for the constituency, which I can't enumerate all here and now. But the people have really felt our presence, and we seek to continue to do that for the people of Esujaman.
I see. So have you filed your nomination?
Sure. I did. I was the first to file the
I
nomination.
see. Have you received, messages from other people who also want to contest?
Oh yeah, I understand some people are also contesting.
Are you scared?
Not at all.
How convinced are you that you emerge victorious?
Very, very, very convinced and very confident that at the end of the day, I would emerge
Are you
victorious.
satisfied with the processes so far?
So far, so good.
So between now and when the elections will be held, or even before you go through the right processes, how are you preparing for the big one?
All right, so we are still on the ground. The political process is an entire chain. We've been on ground for the longest of time. We are still engaging delegates. The Premix is primarily delegates-based election, so we are still engaging with them.
And
Still
how
talking
has the
to
reception
them.
been?
Very supportive. They've been very kind to us, and the reception is welcoming. I must say that the people of Esujaman I'm very grateful to them for the support that they've given me so far. All the chiefs, all the opinion leaders, all the people that matter have been very supportive to this cause.
And how supportive have the people who matter in terms of the NPP in that constituency been?
Very supportive because of the work that we've done in the constituency. They've seen our work and they know the potential is there, and they know when we are given the mandate and when we are given the push, we can do more for them.
I see. So we have about 3 minutes to, wrap up this conversation. I know that a number of your followers are actually listening, even as you assure Fisher folks of the good works of the Premix Field Secretariat. Just try to convince people who will be voting when the elections are held.
All right. So to begin with, since we started the conversation with Premix, I would like to start from that angle and also thank Fisher folks across the length and breadth of the country. Also thank my minister, Honorable Mavis Hawakumsin, for the stellar job that she's doing. What I want to say, especially about the Premix fuel dispensing system, is not just a technological marvel. It is a testament to our collective will to bring about meaningful change, and the impact also resonates far beyond the confines of its components. The benefits of these devices are far-reaching, and it's going to be felt across the length and breadth of the country. Fishermen will begin to have some respite. Fuel will also come in abundance, and most of the irregularities that we previously faced will also be a thing of the past. With regards to politics, I also used the opportunity to say a very big thank you to all the people of Esujaman, especially my constituency executives and all the polling station executives, grassroots people, everybody in Esujaman. I want to say a very big thank you to them. What I want to say is that we desire to move Esujaman forward. We need to create lasting solutions to the problems that we face in Esujaman. I am the man for the job. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to cause change. I'm ready to partner with them. I'm ready to work together with them to make sure that Esujaman moves forward.
I see. It's good you also express appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture. Has she been supporting you in your bid to become an MP?
Very, very, very supportive.
I see. What kind of support has she been offering?
She's a master politician, and it tells you from the work that she's done in Kaswa. So I take a lot of counsel from her.
You're tapping into her expertise.
I take a lot of direction from her. I've learned so many things from her, and I'll continue to learn from her.
So we had Nana-Abrokwa Asare, administrator of the National Premix Field Secretariat and a politician in the making. Thank you so much, Mr. Asare, for speaking to us on Point Blank on Eyewitness News.
Thank you to Cha Omaniaba.
I wish you well in your campaigns and endeavors.